We're back and we've locked another perfect player at a club, and this time we've gone to France. So, let's jump straight in and see how he gets on. Yes, here we go. It's Thierry Moreau. It's playing for FC Sochaux Montbéliard, or whatever the full name is. Yeah, FC Sochaux Montbéliard. Look at that for French knowledge. Have a bit of that. Perfect player. There he is, Thierry Moreau, or T Moreau, as I like to say. Tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah, I'll see myself out. So there you go. You've had a crap pun already. Tick that off your bingo cards, ladies and gentlemen. He's joining Al Hilal in 30 years. He's going to be here till 2053. At Sochaux. They're in the third tier. Now, I wanted to be Paris FC because I wanted to top up PSG with another team from Paris, a bit like the 1860 Munich, Bayern Munich, German one we did recently on the channel that's gone down pretty well. Unfortunately, they're in the second tier, and I like to go to the lowest playable tier of the leagues in the database. I think you can go lower in the French league, but I couldn't seem to manage to lock at a club. I don't know. It's a bit weird, the French system. So I went to tier 3, FC Sochaux. They're a team that was in Ligue. I mean, they've won Ligue Uber Eats twice in the 30s, 1930s, that is. Of course, not the 2030s. We're not there yet. But can they win it in the 2030s? Foreshadowing. We don't know. I've not gone that far in advance. In terms of Ligue, they were there in the early 2000s and teens, so they were there for over a decade. Then they've been down in Ligue 2, and they've just come down to the French national after finishing 9th. Why have they been relegated? They've been relegated. Fine. FC Sochaux are in the French national, probably due to one reason or another. I am sure you kind people in the comments will let me know. So, let's have a quick look at tomorrow's profile. French, 18 years young, here till 2053, on £1,000 a week. He's moving to Al Hilal in Saudi Arabia, £400 million at that time. There he is. He's mid-journeyed up. He is perfect in every single way. He's a wonder kid. He's a model citizen, and he's both-footed. Can Sochaux go up at the first time of asking? Well, the media, they certainly think so. Yet the only player in the Media Dream 11 from Sochaux is Thierry Moreau. So he's going to do a lot of heavy lifting, it seems. Well, let's go through a year and find out if he does. And they have gone up at the first time of asking. FC Sochaux have gone up as champions by 13 points, 49 goal difference, 73 goals scored. Almost certainly old Thierry is going to have been top scorer. Let's have a quick look at the awards. So the player of the season was Malcolm Viltard, 10 goals, 7 assists, 44 voting points. Look at that smile. Malcolm's loving it. He can't believe it. Thierry is pissed off, isn't he? Look at him. Vincent just can't believe he's there. Referee of the season, William Touliou. Referee of the season in France. Revelation of the season, Thierry Moreau. So, yeah, young player of the year. I love that. Revelation of the season. That's fantastic, isn't it? And, of course, Golden Boot. Only 27 in 29, 12 assists. I thought he'd score more. But then, having said that, there wasn't that many goals scored in the league, was there? 13 for Joe Loic Afama and 12 for Achille Anani for Red Star. So, yeah, over double, and he only got 27, less than a goal a game. Disappointing. Oswald Tanchot is loving life. And there we see the squad. 90s and 100s. One in the one teens there. Tony Mauricio. He is wanted by Auxerre. And of course, Thierry Moreau there, 200 out of 200. The star player, the star man. 9 caps for France, 11 goals. That is fantastic. Didier Deschamps is loving life. He's up front. He's got Antoine Griezmann in behind. Kylian Mbappe coming down the left. Ousmane Dembele on the right. Tchouameni and Camavinga is the holding midfield pairing. I'll tell you what, they're going to be a force off France, aren't they? I think they're going to win a lot of Euros and World Cups with Thierry up front. So in terms of this second season then for FC Sochaux, they're in Ligue 2. The season preview is saying they're going to finish 7th. Of course, Thierry's in the Media Dream 11. Of course he is. The Media Dream 11 is littered with Nantes and Metz players. But as we've seen previously, the media think they're going to finish 7th or mid-table in that second season. And they do tend to go up. And I think the second tier of France is not the strongest. So I'm going to back them for once. I'm going to say they're going to get promoted. What is the rules? 2 promoted and then a playoff system. Only 3 teams are in the playoff there. Is there a playoff with the league above? I'm not sure. We will see, won't we? But the media think they're going to finish 7th. I think they're going to go up. Thierry, let's journey through to 2025 and see how you're getting on. So Sochaux have gone up as champions, ladies and gentlemen. What did I tell you? And it was not as... and it wasn't as convincing as you might have hoped. It was actually actually very tight. They went up as champions on goal difference. Now, there still seems to be some sort of playoff between... What's happened here? Promotion playoff. The playoff. Le Mans versus Laval. Oh, so that was the relegation playoff. The promotion playoff. Or Angers SCO in Ligue. I don't know how the French league works. I don't really care. We're not going to be bothered with the promotion playoffs anymore because in reality, we're not going to be in it. They've gone up as champions on goal difference. 26 goal difference, 65 goals scored. Again, pretty low goal scoring season, really, for everyone involved. 50s and 40s for every other team. In terms of the award winners, well, the players' player of the season, getting an average rating of 7.71, was Thierry Moreau. 37 and 34 with 10 assists. That's more like it. The referee of the season was Nicolas Rainville. Well done, Nicolas. Nicolas there, making it Rainville, I guess. Does that even make sense? Taking the title from Romain Delpech. Look at this. The last 10 matches. He's rating. He's got a rating. Did you know referees could get a rating? This is insane. I love this. Referee of the season, Lark. We're going to be checking on this loads. Top goal scorer, of course, Thierry Moreau was top goal scorer. Alexander Mendy with 15, and assists not even there. Did you just not get any assists? No assists? Greedy bastard. And Florian A on 15 with 4 assists. Most assists? Oh, Thierry gets the most assists as well with 10. Fair play to him. The 11 of the season, of course, Thierry is up front. He's win Cheek Sabali. He's done very, very well for himself. Well, FC Sochaux are in Ligue Uber Eats, and they are predicted to finish dead bottom. Maybe that relegation playoff might come into effect. Let's hope not. So, yeah, there you go. FC Sochaux, and of course, PSG are top. Media think PSG are going to win the league. 10-1 on. I mean, look at the team. They've got most of the media dream 11. Xavi Simons has come back to them. I mean, of course, why would you not take him back from RB Leipzig's loan? Because he is phenomenal. Thierry is up front with Kylian Mbappe. Speaking of Kylian Mbappe, he is playing his trade for France with Thierry Moreau, who's got 16 and 20 now, so he's had a bit of a slower period. Bruno Genesio is in charge. But they did win the Euros, beating Switzerland in the final 3-1. But Thierry did not get himself on the score sheet. Very disappointing in terms of the awards. Well, the Golden Boot, so the best player was Thierry, 8 goals in 6 games, 2 assists, and 8.0 rating. The best young player, of course, was Thierry. Yeah, we could have gathered that. The Golden Boot, Thierry on 8, Xherdan Shaqiri on 5, and Noah Okafor also on 5. The goal of the tournament, Shaqiri wins that. Saka and Kane also in there with 2 goals against Serbia. So Serbia were done dirty by the second and third best goals of the tournament. You got to say, if you're beating bad quality that's getting in the goal of the tournament, you got to count yourself quite unlucky. The France have already won an international tournament, as has Thierry. He is in Ligue. They could not have been in Liga any quicker. They've got fantastic facilities. Their squad is improving. They've got a few in the 1-teens and they're breaking into the 120s. The media do still think they're going to finish bottom, but I think if Thierry can hold them off from relegation for a couple of years, they'll fill in the squad around him and they'll be in Europe inside 5. That's 2030. And so we're going to head through 1 year to 2026 to see if they do get relegated at the first time of asking. I don't think they will, but I want to see if they do and how they do in their first season. Before we do that, though, if I could just ask you for a second of your time and subscribe to the channel. We're making a great push for that 10,000 subscriber mark, which is unbelievable to me. So thank you very much to everyone who's subscribed recently and has subscribed so many months and getting to the point of years ago now. I've nearly been on YouTube 2 years, so that'll be amazing to hit 10,000 subscribers relatively soon. We're hoping to hit it soon. Can you help me on my way? If you've not subscribed, yes, you can. So please hit that subscribe button. But on we move to 2026 and see how Thierry and Sochaux got on in their first season in Ligue 1 Uber Eats. 11th is quite a respectable finish in that first season in Ligue 1, and that's where I probably expected them to finish, to be honest. Yeah, Reims getting Europa League football with Will still in charge. Will still in charge, should I say. What was that? That was a weird pun reaction, wasn't it? So the top 4 is PSG, of course. I mean, the top 4 is not even worth really talking about, is it? The top 1 is PSG, 94 points. They won it by 24 points. Nice in second on 70. Then you've got Marseille and Rennes making up the top 4. Monaco down in 5th, getting Conference League football. As I say, the 2030 mark is where I think we're going to be to get that Conference League, or at least Conference League or Europa League football. Season preview, we've moved up a place. We're now in 17th. And is that because they've strengthened the squad? That's because they've strengthened the squad. Loads in the 1-teens now, quite a few in the 120s to be fair, and Christos Zefiros in the 130s, the little Norwegian / Greek, little Greek Norwegian. So yeah, very, very good. Thierry Moreau, 33 caps, 29 goals for France. They're in a World Cup. They've won the World Cup Group K, scoring 14, conceding none. First in the World Cup Group K. We've lost in the quarterfinal to England, so we're out of the World Cup. But Thierry on his way to there, got 6 in the group stages, so he ended the tournament on 6 goals. Jude Bellingham and Phil Foden in the World Cup quarterfinal. How far have we got? Oh, so we're not there yet. So we're in the semis, England versus Italy and Netherlands versus Germany. Well, we're not going to see it now, are we? Because we're going to be jumping forward another year, and that's what we're about to do to 2027 to see how Sochaux are getting on. So before we go and jump forward again, of course, we're going to have a little look at the awards, and of course, the most promising player this most recent season was Thierry Moreau in Ligue 1. The most assists in the competition, well, Thierry came third with 9. He only got 25 goals, but is that going to be enough to be the top goal scorer? It is. Kylian Mbappe in second on 19, and Gaëtan Laborde on 16. Now, we've got Stars team of the season, but Gaëtan Laborde was top up front. What? 11 of the season? Well, Thierry Moreau's got himself in there. I'm not sure why he wasn't in the Stars team of the season. Revelation of the year, of course, it's Thierry. 18 appearances, 14 goals. What? You got 25 in 32. I'm not sure what's glitching out over there. And of course, the referee of the season was Bastien Descheppi, taking the title from Eric Watelier. It's Bastien's first win, and let me tell you, what a season he had. 71 games, he got an 8.21 rating, sending off 10 players, booking 156, giving 7 penalties away. Of course, he refereed Sochaux twice, and Sochaux lost both times, so a little bit of a bogey ref is old Bastien Descheppi. This is insane. I'm loving this. We're going to be doing this every single time we jump in, so if this isn't for you, I apologise. But I've referee of the season. Brilliant. Off we move. Let's go to 2027. Up in 9th then. So was it 11th last time or 13th? It was bottom half. They're now mid-table because there's only 18 teams in the top league in France, of course. So mid-table, FC Sochaux. Let's quickly look at the squad. As you can see, we hit 140. It's Christos Zefiros has got to 140. He's improved. We've got a few more in the 130s. Saeed Benrahma has moved here from West Ham for free. Fair play to him. And we've got loads in the 120s and 1-teens as well. So they're actually moving through the gears quite nicely. Really good stuff to see. The season preview now thinks they're going to finish 13th. So they're out of the relegation zone. They're absolutely loving life. Fair play to them. Well, that's it then. They're comfortable in the league. They're up here. They're going to be here for the foreseeable. I said 2030 is when we're going to be in Europe. We'll quickly look in on some of the awards. Well, the most promising player was Christ Makosso. The top goal scorer again was Thierry with 25 in 33. Head of Vitinha and Kylian Mbappe respectively. Of course, the referee of the season was Thomas Lenard. Now, he took it off Bastien Descheppi and he got an 8.19 in 177 games. 23 red cards, a lot more card happy. 455 yellows. Thomas is not shy of throwing out a card, is he? And he's refereeing all sorts of games, isn't he? 29 penalties. He's a little bit strict. Did not referee a Sochaux game in the last 10. Look at that smug smile from old Thomas Lenard. He's like, I'll book you. I will book you and send you off. Come here. Yellow card. Looking at me wrong. So we're at that point now where I think we're comfortably in the league. Going to be here for the foreseeable. There's not going to be much happening. And we do need to move through the gears at a little bit more of a pace. So we're going to jump through 3 years now to 2030 and see if they did get into Europe along with my prediction. So last time we were here, they were 9th, and the following season they did get Conference League football. They finished 7th. Now, there was only 5 teams in Europe that season we looked at, so I was thinking top 5 for 2030. So they haven't broken into the top 5 yet, but in 27-28 they did get Conference League football. Now, is that going to be enough? Can Thierry carry them to a win? Well, he did now finish 5th, getting Europa League football, which could mean a Conference League win, or it could just mean qualification through the league. Who knows? We will find out in a second. But the most recent season, down in 11th. So the worst season he's had in a few years. So what's going on here? Oswald Tanchot has had an absolute mare. One can only assume that Thierry got injured for a few months of that season. He had to have done. Thierry this season has surely been injured. And there you go. Only playing 24 times, whereas every other season he's played a hell of a lot. Only got 17 goals. So his injuries, he had a hip injury for 2 months. He was out for 2 months of the season. So they did lose a lot of points, obviously, through that. The squad is holding up pretty well, to be fair. They've got lots in the 120s, 130s, and a few in the 140s. He's got 86 in 78 for France, which is unbelievable, to be honest. So they won the Europa Conference League in 2029. So it wasn't the season that they were they were in it before, when 2027, was it? They won it in 2029. But I thought they were in the Europa League. So have they gone into the Conference League? Have they won the Conference League when they qualified for the Europa League? That doesn't make any sense, does it? In terms of the award winners, the top goal scorer has been Thierry Moreau every single season, except this season it's Josh Zirkzee on 22 for RC Lens because, of course, the injury to Thierry Moreau. But he's won it 4 years in a row, couldn't make it 5 again, sadly because of the injury. No European football coming up this season because Sochaux did not qualify, which means could there be a bit of an exodus of players who think they're a bit above their station, used to playing European football when in actual fact they're probably not quite good enough? We'll see. Of course, now we've got to look in on the referee of the season. Well, Benoit Bastien, who won it in the 21-22 season, obviously in real life, he did fantastically well. Now, the statistics here, 269 games, he's got 8.24 average rating, 49 red cards. He loves a red card, does Benoit Bastien, but he takes no prisoners. Mathieu Venice won it the season before last one, and most recently it was Jeremy Pignard who's getting an 8.27. Again, loves the yellow and red cards, 198 games. He's having an absolute flying time as the young Frenchman, 42 years old, youngish. And there you go, there's the referee update for you. Gourvenec is currently in charge of France, and they've had some serious success. 2 Euros in a row, beating Germany in the final there. And again, Thierry Moreau with the golden boot. So best player, 11 goals he got. The golden boot was, of course it was him, yeah. Kai Havertz, second on 6. Goal of the tournament, well, Thierry became second in goal of the tournament. A powerful close range volley. Let's watch this powerful close range volley, shall we? It says Karim Adeyemi's up front for Germany. Oh, they lost 4-2 here. Was this a group stage? Oh, they won it on penalties. Oh, that was to make it 4-2. God, they were 4-0. They were 1-0 up. Thierry scored in the second minute. Look at this for a final. 4-4. 4th minute, Karim Adeyemi. 5th minute, Kevin Chardet. 9th minute, Leon Goretzka. It was 3-1 after 10 minutes. 4-1 after 30 minutes. Then Edouard Camavinga on the 42nd minute. Then Thierry on the 52nd minute getting his second of the game, making it 4-3. That was the goal we've just seen, that close range volley. Matteo Guendouzi in the 91st minute equalising, and it went all the way to penalties where the game was won by France. We can't click on it, unfortunately, although we could see that goal for goal of the tournament. It is what it is. In terms of the World Cup, well, England won it in 2026, beating Germany, and I believe the World Cup is currently going on now. France have got Spain in the quarterfinal. Current holders England appear to be out. Fair play. But Thierry's got 86 in 78 for France. He's having an absolute field day. So show then, in terms of the season preview, they're going to finish 7th, the media believe, and I think they're probably going to get back into Europe this season. I think the injury to Thierry has rocked them, but I think they'll come back with a vengeance. So that being said, we're not going to jump through season by season. Of course we're not. He's here till 2053. Let's go through to 2035 now and see how they got on in those 5 years. Can they have won a title? Could they have won a domestic cup? Have they won a domestic cup? They've won the Conference League in 2029. The French Cup has eluded them. They have not won it since 2007. That has been shared around a little bit. Not like the league. It's just been PSG, and they've actually won the Champions League twice as well there. That has been shared around more in recent years. Although last 2 seasons it's gone to Madrid, Atletico, then Real. But of course Thierry is just playing his trade at Sochaux, and he is working to become a club legend. He's currently an icon. There is no favoured personnel. There's loads of icons, and there's one legend, Etienne Matla. Can we knock Etienne off the top spot? Potentially. Let's see if we can go and get some trophies in the next 5 years. 2035, here we come. So we're back, and it was 2029, 2030 when Sochaux finished 11th. A dismal season, and the following season, could they get back into Europe? Well, you bet they could. The first time they found themselves in the Champions League, finishing 5th. Troyes, Marseille and Lille also making up the top 4. Nice, Monaco, and who else was up there at the time? Who else was there? Rennes, down in 10th. But of course, I mean, you look at this, look how tight it is. 63 points, all the way down to 50 points, which is RC Lens in 9th. So 13 points separate 7 places. And you've got 33 points for PSG. They are top. They won 31 games, 3 draws. They only drew 3 times. Once was against us at Sochaux. Come on. No defeats, unbeaten season. So the first time time they've done it? No, they did it there when we finished 11th. I missed that. So they won it by 24 points that season. It's going to be hard to topple them. Now, the following season, we got Europa League football finishing in 5th. That would be probably because PSG won the Champions League, or someone won the Europa League in these places, which helped us get Champions League football. So consistently finishing 5th, Champions League football, then Europa League football. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, finishing 2nd. 10 points off the pace of PSG in 32-33. Absolutely brilliant stuff. And the following season, it was slipping back down in 3rd. But that's Champions League football again. Of course, PSG have won it once more. And then finally, the most recent season up to date in this simulation, PSG have won it again. Just a 1 defeat. Sochaux finishing in 3rd. Well, let's go and have a look at the squad then, shall we? And the squad is filling out nicely. We've actually got no one under 120. We've only got 2 players in the 120s. Everyone else in the 130s, 140s, 150s. And we've even got a goalkeeper in the 160s, Ali said. And he looks quite good, to be fair. One eccentricity. I like that. Not great off the ball, and he's not going to be on the ball a lot if he's defensive or anything to go by. He was signed for free from Rennes. All right, innit? In terms of Ligue, the season preview, media think we're going to finish 5th. And yeah, PSG are just absolutely flying. They have won 4 Champions Leagues. It might have been one of the Champions Leagues that season, 2031, which helped everyone else get to the promised land. £106 million they paid for Jamal Musiala. They've also bought Lamine Yamal for £123 million. Unhappy about failing to challenge for the UEFA Champions League. I thought that said qualify then. I was like, what? How have they not qualified? Of course they've qualified. Theo Barry, a Belgian. Theo Barry. I don't know. How do you pronounce that? That's not Theo Barry, is it? Belgian. Not even got English as a second nationality. He's good though. You've got Bukayo Saka. How much did they pay for him? £119 million. And you know, you're looking down all these players. They're sorted by potential ability. They're absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal, this PSG side. Thierry, at the age of 30, has got 175 goals in 136 caps for France. He's going to be breaking all sorts of records. He surely is breaking records. All-time top scorer, Thierry Moreau, 21 in the 34 season. Most assists by a player, 10. Most player of the match in a season, 7. Highest average ratings, 8.72. I mean, he's unbelievable. In terms of World Cups, well, they did win the World Cup in 2030 last time we were here. They were in the quarterfinal. They won it against Belgium. And the following World Cup tournament, 2034, Belgium won it. Golden generation for Belgium. Let's have a quick look at them then. Romeo Lavia, 180. God, he's got a good... it's not 180, is it? His average rating. His potential is not always 180. It is a range, I believe. And is it 150 to 180 or is it 160 to 190? If it's 150 to 180, he has lucked out in this one, hasn't he? Hit the 180. Chelsea are loving life. Theo Barry's up there as well. Plenty of other players. Fantastic. Loads in the 170s and 160s, which is exactly what you need to win a World Cup. And they did win the World Cup. Fair play to them. In terms of the Euros, well, it was England that won it most recently, sadly. And despite that, the best player, of course, was still Thierry. The Golden Boot was still won by Thierry. And the Golden Boot was won by Thierry in the most recent 2 World Cups. Look at that. 16 goals in 2 World Cups. I mean, Aidan Deasy for England. 4 games, 8 goals. Yusufa Moukoko, 7 goals here for Germany. 3rd. You got to feel really sorry for him because if you score... Look at this. Kylian Mbappe got 15 in this World Cup and got 2nd. Jacob Ramsey for England got 10 and finished 3rd. 10 is probably a world record, isn't it? Has anyone got 10? Has anyone got double figures? I don't know. The 2030 World Cup then. Let's have a quick look at that because what the hell happened in that? 7-0. Kylian Mbappe with 6 in the first game. He got 10 overall. I got 15 overall, sorry. Second game. So Thierry got a slow start. 2 goals in 2 games. Then he got a brace against Denmark. And then the second round against Jamaica. Then he hit 4. Kylian Mbappe with a hat-trick. A 1-0 win against England. Thierry with a goal. A 3-1 win. Again, a brace this time for Thierry. This time against Spain. 6-0 against Serbia. 4 for him. 2 for Mbappe. And in the final, they both scored, Thierry and Mbappe, in a win against Belgium. So he's done very well for himself as Thierry Moreau. In terms of this, Mikel Arteta is currently in charge of Sochaux. Did not notice that when we were here last. Oswaldo Tancho was sacked. Danny Carvajal came in for 5 days as caretaker. He's currently head of youth development. Mikel Arteta's been here for a year and a half, and he's won a French Cup, ladies and gentlemen. Won it last year in 2034. I also saw on that screen that a Europa League has been won in 2033. Fair play to them. So he's actually winning some trophies. Liga and a Champions League do still elude him, but can they get there? He's got 18 years still to do it. I'd like to think so. In terms of individual awards, though, the top goal scorer, wow. Well, he was actually beaten by Diego Tournier this most recent season, but he's won it every other year. I think he probably had a little bit of an injury here. 26 games. Probably think he would have done better if he didn't get injured. Now, in terms of the best player in the French league, well, Lamine Yamal last 2 seasons seasons. Badruddin Bouanani, who I've signed on my Leeds file. You guys haven't seen that yet, but I have, and he's very, very good. Him and Rooney Bargi, chef's kiss, fantastic players. Bukayo Saka won it for many years, and he took over from Kylian Mbappe, who is, of course, still at PSG at 36 years young. And of course, it would not be complete without looking at the referee of the season, and Bastien Descheppi won it 3 years ago, getting his title back from the 25-26 season. Willie Delajod is doing very, very good. Won it 4 years ago. Florent Batter, a battered Florent, won it in 2031. There he is. And Pierre Geluste, 2 seasons in a row. Keeps his cards in his pocket, does he? Not really. Loves a card. 8.23. Absolutely loving life over here. 2 seasons in a row, he has won Referee of the Year. Pierre, can you make it a hat trick? Well, we're going to go to 2040 and find out how Sochaux are getting on. Can they win another European trophy? Can they win anything domestically? Can they get closer to PSG? Well, we'll see. Let's go back. Let's go forward to 2040 and see how we're getting on. So we were last here in 2034-35 and we finished 3rd place. Now moving forward to 2035-36, and again it was 3rd place, 17 points behind PSG. And I'm thinking it was very satisfying to topple Bayern Munich, but other teams were toppling Bayern Munich last time, and PSG just seems so undeniable. Like, they're just so far away. Like, no one's getting close to them. So I'm not sure anything's going to happen. I'm already giving up with 13 years still to go, and we've still got a few years to sort of feed into here. But look at that, down in 7th. I think Thierry got an injury here. Conference League football. Hopefully we can win a Conference League. We've got Champions League football by finishing in 4th the following season. Then we're back down in 6th. Oh, not doing great. I'm sure Mikel Arteta's long gone. And here we go. 6th again. So it's actually stepped back. Gerhard Struber. Thierry Henry's been in charge. Mikel Arteta did get sacked. He did win a French Cup and the Trophy de Champion. I don't know why I said it like that. Don't know why I tried to put a French accent on. The Trophy de Champions. Yeah, we're English. We're in France. Let's make an effort. Trophy de Champion. Gerhard Struber, the Austrian. Speaking of Austrians, I bet it's too late for a Ralph watch, isn't it? Ralph Rangnick's there. Ralph Hasenhüttl. Ralph will be gone. Yeah, Ralph's long gone. Apologies to all you Ralph fans out there. There is no Ralph watch in this experiment. So Gerhard has been here just over a year and 15 days, and he finished 6th. And they did not win the Europa Conference League when they were in it just then. They haven't won another French Cup. They haven't won another Europa League. I'll be honest with you, they've won sod all. It's been very disappointing. Very disappointing indeed. Thierry, again, Ali said, is still at 164, the second best player in the squad. In 5 years, you've not managed to get a better player. A couple in the 150s, loads in the 140s. They are treading water, and it's very disappointing. 231 goals for Thierry in 196 caps. If he doesn't retire soon, he might go over the threshold for international goals. I wonder if he goes over the threshold for goals. Now, his bravery's down at 19, so he has had certain injuries. And again, another 2 months here where he had a hip injury. Oh, he's had a hip injury a couple of times. Is he becoming injury prone? His injury proneness hasn't changed. But he's 35 years young in terms of his information. He is still in the international scene. He is still in the French squad. De Gea is in charge. Oswald Tanshot actually became the manager of France for a while. And look at that. Belgium have won back-to-back World Cups. And the best player was Marty Cantero. Now, was Thierry not at this tournament? Was Thierry injured for this tournament in 2038? Almost certainly. Because where is he? Nowhere. Now, unfortunately, Belgium are nowhere in the Euros for some reason. France have won it in 2036, and the current tournament is ongoing. The Golden Boot has been won in the Euros for the last 4 tournaments by Thierry. The best player, again, for the last 4 tournaments has been Thierry. In terms of the profile, Belgium are playing Switzerland. France have got England in the quarterfinals. And as you can see here, the current goals tally, Thierry is top of the goals tally, and he's top of the average ratings charts as well. So he probably will, in theory, win it for a 5th time in a row. He mustn't have been at the World Cup. That's the only logical explanation. So Gerhard Struber is at Sochaux. The media this time think they're going to finish 7th. So they are slipping. They are slipping. If we don't do it, can somebody do it? Can somebody topple PSG, please? Let's jump forward to 2045. Find out. So we're last here and we finished 6th. As I mentioned, it was the 2039-40 season. Then following up, can we get back into those Champions League spots? Well, we can, but we're still so far away from PSG. It's becoming like Serie A, isn't it? We never got there with Serie A. If you've not seen that one, go and watch it. It was good. It was a lot of fun when we had the perfect player at Monopoly. But yeah, unfortunately, it's just not taking. And It's because they're so strong, isn't it, PSG? Finishing 4th now. Grenoble coming up out of nowhere. We're down in 6th following season, 43, 44. And Grenoble up in 2nd, but we're in 4th. Again, 71 points. It's very tight in and around these teams. It's just PSG are just so undeniable. And the most recent season, Grenoble have won it, right? But I would say more PSG have lost it, because Grenoble have won it on 75 points, which is I would say it's the lowest points total of someone winning it for many, many years. But no, PSG won it on 69 points there. They did awfully that season, but apart from that one anomaly season, 75 points would not have been enough to win the league since the start. So Grenoble, having won it this season, feel like they've lucked out. We have missed out on 65 points, finishing 4th, getting Champions League football once again. 9 teams getting into the Champions League qualification places, European qualification places, sorry. And there you have it, Grenoble winning the league. Fair play to them. The season preview is stating that Sochaux will finish 5th. Thierry Moreau has moved back into a number 10. There's a regen Gurat Xhaka, where the Space fans will know, who's been moved back into a number 10. But firstly, in 5 years, he's only got 231 goals, 197 caps, so his information will state that he retired in 2040. Well, let's have a quick look at France then. Patrick Vieira is in charge. 2042, Spain won the World Cup, and in 2040, Spain won the Euros. Oh, unfortunate. But of course, Thierry Moreau did get that golden boot. They must have been knocked out to England in the quarters, because he was 4 games, 8 goals, 5 games, 8 goals. Portugal winning the most recent Euros there. So let's move back to Ligue 1 and so let's just have a quick look at Grenoble for a start. So what's the hell's happened with them? Because they were in Ligue 2. They've come up since at the start of this, and they've gone and won a league. They got a tycoon in 2035. Joel Castillo has scaled down the funding twice and then gone and won the league. But they have had a tycoon, so fair play to them. So Sochaux have got Dejan Stankovic in charge. He's been here for just over 2 years. Gerhard Struber was there for quite a while. There's been no more trophy wins, no European or Cup wins, unfortunately. Thierry Moreau he's been pretty consistent. How's he been doing in terms of awards? Top goal scorer. He's won it most seasons. There's been a few seasons where he has just missed out, but has he moved back into the number 10 role? I'm not too sure if he has moved back into the 10 role, but he might have done. In terms of the referee of the season, well, Pierre Galoiste has won it another 2 years in a row there, and he won it there almost a hat-trick, but Jeremy Pignard did pretty well. Pierre Galoiste has won it 5 times in this experiment, 6 times in this experiment. They're most decorated referee in all of France. In terms of the Sochaux squad, well, Ali Kone, hello, 183 out of 187. There's a bid of £122 million from Real Madrid. This guy came through the youth academy. Well, hello, Ali Kone. Unfortunately, he's about to leave to go to Real Madrid, almost certainly. But is that going to be the catalyst for them to have a little bit of money to sort of strengthen their squad out a little bit better? Because that's the kind of thing that you need to do. You need to get your good players, and you do need to make some hard choices and sell them for big money. Loads in the 150s and 140s, they are not strengthening well enough. You need to spend that 122 million on 6-7 wonder kids at 20 million a pop, all of them with a potential of higher than 170. Not easily done. Easier said than done, let me tell you that. But you could probably get 5 or 6 wonder kids for that money, where either they're going to be good enough, or you'll be able to flip them for at least double what you paid for them, if not triple. So that's the good business that you've got to do. They've got 8 years to do this business. They've got 8 years to win the league. They've got 8 years to win a Champions League. That's probably never going to happen. Can they win a Ligue? Because PSG have lost it, and they have had a season where they didn't do very well, are they on the decline? De Zerbi's in charge. Let's look at the managers. Luis Enrique was there for 13 years, and he retired. He left and retired. Fair play to him. Fair play to him indeed. De Zerbi's just been absolutely on a tear. In terms of the Champions League, well, it's been shared around a bit. Quite a few for PSG, but no other French teams, unfortunately. In terms of the Europa League, runner-up for the Europa League here in 2039-40. Nice winning it there. Never getting to the final. Oh, so yeah, you have won the Conference League down here in 28-29. Never got to the final since, which is unfortunate. Well, there is 8 years to go. We are going to jump through those 8 years now, because I'm not going to do 2 jumps. So 2053, we're coming back. See you in a minute. The question is could they strengthen with that money that they're about to get for Kone? I'd like to think so. The following season, they finished 4th again. We were last here in 44-45, and we saw we were 4th. 4th again. Grenoble down in 5th, the current champions. PSG getting back up to 82 points. So Sochaux with 73. A bit off the pace pace. Oh, and then 74 points, finishing in second. Only a point better off, but 2 places better. PSG, though, still 10 points clear. In the 47-48 season, well, it was OG Nice who won on 78 points. Again, it seems like a team wins it when PSG fail. PSG lose it rather than other teams winning it. Nice did win it on 78 points, though. We only got 71, which is unfortunate. Then the following season, Nice again on 87 points. We got 76. Hold on. We got 9 teams in Europe, 6 in the Champions League. Guingamp down here getting Champions League football. They've obviously won the Europa League from 12th. What? 3 teams in the Europa League. We finished second, but PSG are down in 4th on 68 points. And there you go. In the 49-50 season, PSG are down in 6th getting Europa League football. That is shocking. Unfortunately, we 75 points from the league. We got 74 points. 49-50. Could have done it. In the 50-51 season, we did do it. First place. 76 points. They went 1 point better than the previous season's total. They didn't need to. They could have got the same amount of points as the previous season. Their first league title for Sochaux in the 2050-51 season. It's been a long time coming, but they've finally done it. And then PSG are back. We finished 4th. And in the final season, second to PSG by 4 points. Disappointing. And there we are, up to present day. In terms of the award winners, the top goal scorer, well, Thierry Moreau did continue to win it. In the 50-51 season, he only got 19, to be fair. 15 assists, though. Almost certainly was playing in that number 10 role. He did get 27 the following season and then 26, so he probably did move back up front. And yeah, fair play to him. Of course, the referee of the season, Gabriel Henry, has won a couple. God, he's done some games, and nearly 900 games. No names that we really recognise there, unfortunately. We won't really be checking in on them, but yeah, there we go. The referee of the season. There you go. You can have a little look at the little table of the referee of the season, if you so wish. And so FC Sochaux, their managers over the course of since we were last here, Stuber left, so Stankovic was here for quite a while, didn't do anything. Alessandro Florenzi won Ligue, no other cup wins, so they haven't won any European trophies. They haven't won another French cup. They've won every trophy available except the Champions League, and they've only ever won them once, which I think is quite interesting, to be honest. I quite like that. I do quite like that. In terms of the transfers, let's go back to the 2044-45 season. They did lose Ali Kone to Real Madrid. He is still at Real Madrid at 32 years old. He's a very good player. He's on the decline. 162 million in total. Saudi Arabia want him. Now, they did go and spend a little bit of money, 90 million. And again, the following season, they did strengthen slowly over a couple of seasons, spending a lot more than they got in. Absolutely raided Inter Milan here. 3 players from Inter Milan. 2 players from Inter Milan there on loan. Oh, hang on. Kurzweil and Oville. Loans with options to buy. And then Charlie Winkler, loan, option to buy. Fair play to them. But they are spending about 40 odd million pounds and they're getting in. And then they're now balanced itself out. They did win in the 50-51 season. They did spend big and they did win the league. So it was a gamble that paid off. Unfortunately, they've just spent big here in the 52-53 season. 83 million pounds for Success Anyanwu from Manchester City. He's been on loan a couple of times with them as well, and they've gone and made that loan deal permanent. And in the 53-54 season, they are currently operating at a profit, and they're about to get 100 million pounds into their back pockets. Now, of course, we saw Thierry on 197 caps, 231 goals. FC Sochaux have won one of everything. He is not a legend. Oswald Tanchot is, unfortunately. He's just an icon, is Thierry Moreau. 941 goals in 1,208 appearances. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Saudi Arabia. We have simmed on to see if Sochaux can do anything with the money and the legacy that he's left. So let's jump forward and see how we're getting on. So we're actually in 2079, so we've come 26 years. And Liga Uber Eats, well, Sochaux are still there. And in terms of the past winners, well, it has been shared around a hell of a lot. Unfortunately, it has never been won by Sochaux again. Grenoble, Lille, PSG are in there, Nice. But Grenoble have won a few, fair play to them. But Sochaux have not. They've never won another French Cup or Europa League or a Conference League. So how have they been doing? Since he was here in 2053, so they were there in second the last season. And they've just become mid-table. Basically mid-table every season. Maybe sneaking into Europe on the odd season, but that's about it. Very disappointing. The legacy he left behind was of a team that is a mid-table side in France, and he was consistently getting them into the Champions League and helped spearhead them to a league title. Yet he's still only considered an icon. Very disappointing. Very disappointing. He got 47 in 34 for Al Hilal, did Thierry. He played just the one season there. Probably got himself a lovely payday, which he earned because he only got £1,300 a week in his career for Sochaux. He had a reasonable amount of success. He did much better for France than he did for Sochaux, so very interesting. But any other nations you want me to do this with, please let me know in the comments down below. But that is it for today, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you had a good time. I had a lovely time making it. Let's say bye-bye to Thierry. Say bye-bye to you guys. Take good care of yourselves. Subscribe and all that jazz. Leave a comment down below of anything you want me to do in the future as well. But take good care of yourselves, gang, and I'll see you soon.